What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to FudgeMuppet with Michael and Scott. We've just been watching E3, in specific B3, and Fallout 4. There's 3 new DLC that have been announced.
And unfortunately, this is actually going to be the last batch of DLC. After the third DLC, Nukewell, Todd Howard has confirmed in an interview that there will be no more DLC for Fallout 4. So the Fallout 4 age, I think, will be over. But let's talk about the DLC. We've got 3 here, and the first of which is Contraptions Workshop, which basically gives you things like elevators and weapon racks and conveyor belts and
Literally contraptions for your settlements.
Look, let's be frank. It's just another big boost to your settlement building. And if that appeals to you, I mean, this is probably fantastic for you. But I'm not crazy into settlement building or anything, so this didn't really rustle my jimmies.
Yeah, it's the same with me. I mean, personally, I think like a lot of the stuff in here is kind of fun and silly. But like, you know, the whole like teddy bear like spawning machine and all that kind of stuff. If you really wanted to be silly with that, like it just looks like such a mod you could download.
Yeah,
I would have rather Bethesda put more effort into Nuka World or just something else, you know.
And then second, there is the Vault-Tec Workshop, which is a little crazy. It's sort of like the whole Fallout Shelter fantasy. Basically, you get to make your own vault.
Yeah, as someone said, it's like they're putting Fallout Shelter in Fallout 4 and Fallout 4 and Fallout Shelter if you've watched the Bethesda conference.
The entirety of it.
Now, this seems cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's cool, but it seems a bit not lore friendly.
Yeah, well, it's most definitely not. Well, like considering that the vaults are actually like pre-war, you know, big constructions, that they had these, you know, lots of government funding to build these massive vaults underground.
And now you're just sort of spawning them around.
One wasteland can do it. And, you know, that's fine. You know, you always
allow
facilities.
It is cool.
People want to do this.
It is fun, but it is a bit like, I don't know, not true to Fallout lore. The other thing is, and I don't know if this is a legitimate concern, but I feel like it detracts from other vaults. Like, a vault is special. You know what I mean? They're all special and unique. And now, well, you can make whatever vault you want. And again, that's cool. It's fresh and it's exciting. But I wonder what the implications will be.
And the only other unfortunate thing to talk about the whole DLC as a whole is that 3 out of the 6 DLC
that's 50%
have been just like little workshop boosts, which I mean are nice for people that are into the settlement building. But for people who aren't really interested in that much, like myself and Michael, who much rather the interesting stories and new lands and creatures, all that kind of stuff, we've basically only got Far Harbor and
Nuka World. And speaking of Nuka World, this is by far the most exciting looking one. It gives me a lot of New Vegas vibes. I don't know why. I think it looks very apocalyptic.
Yeah,
and
it's
if you
got
see
that
this
real
girl over here, this raider vibe, she's got the spikes coming out of the armor, and it's just very...
Dude, it's very Mad Max marketplace vibe. Like everyone going around bartering and trading for their goods, and then there's, you know, little gangster looking dudes around. It looks like Nuka World could be an interesting sort of town almost, like they've taken Nuka World and made it into some sort of big city, maybe a big trading city. That would be interesting, because then you could have Fallout characters from all over the place. So even from like the West Coast, you could have like traders that have come from the NCR to Nuka World, this big trading post, and like you can see with all the different sort of people that look like they're there, and then you've got like, you know, the little robot-y dude, like there could be like Nuka World security guards making sure all the trading happens safely.
Yeah, and it is big. If you actually look at the expanse in the distance, I don't know how far you can actually go. I don't think you'd be able to go all the way over to those mountains, but even if you can explore all of that city, that's quite large. I don't know if it'll be like the case with Fallout 4 in general, where you go, oh, look at all that city stuff in the trailer, but it's all uninhabited and filled with monsters and raiders and stuff. Like there might just be a small civilization hub here in the center. But if it's just filled with civilization, I think that'd be really cool. In fact, I'm happy either way.
Whatever the
honest.
situation is, I just hope
it's
fresh. Is larger than Automatron. And it like a solid amount. I want it, like, I understand it's going to be small in Far Harbor, but larger than Automatron. I want it to be a nice in-between size. Like, you know, I want to get a good amount of this.
And it's got some prestige factor to it as well. Like New Vegas, when you come, it's like, welcome to Freeside or the Strip. Or, you know what I mean? It's this big gate grand
Well, and you can see the big, like, Nuka-Cola bottle type thing against a mountain. Like, there could be all sort of interesting, wacky contraptions.
And especially
amusements.
some unique weapons.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's basically it. That's all the 3 DLC, but we haven't got much to go on yet.
And they're all coming out very soon. I'm pretty sure Contraptions is coming out, like, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the Vault one in July, and then Nukewell in August.
And then after that,
no more Fallout 4 DLC, so we've heard.
So that is our little thoughts. I guess we're excited. Mainly, I'm excited for Nukewell out of all of them.
Same as me. But if you love settlement building, then you're probably a lot more excited than we are for that side of things.
Anyways, that's all from us, and stick around for more of our E3 thoughts and other kinds of videos.